All right, so we got a trending story here. This is interesting because I got into an Airbnb. I think Airbnbs are good businesses. I just think that social media really made it very difficult to be successful with Airbnb. It just grew way too quickly. Regulation couldn't keep up with it. The cities got it, and the people in the cities and the communities, they got a distaste for it because it was growing so rapidly. It was like the Wild West with Airbnbs. They're cracking down and they're coming back at a lot of these guys who were scamming, who were doing crazy stuff, man. Speaking of which, I really hate when there's an expensive cleaning fee for Airbnb, but there's posters all over the house saying to clean. And before you leave, make sure you clean. Nonetheless, I really want to get into this. So we're going to start this off with a video that I found about the said person's, he's 20 years old, who was involved with this scam that he's being sued. He made $4 million scamming people. He was making like over 200,000 a month. That's crazy. Let's hear his come up. These guys, they come up, man, and they got an amazing story. Next, they selling you courses about it. And I don't have anything against courses. I sell courses too, but I just don't like people who scam and then make courses.
This is me. I'm 15, I live in Ukraine, going to school and living an average life. At 17, I was accepted to the university and I started learning business and management. I'm 20. I decided to go to USA on a student exchange program, alone, and I made a decision to stay and legalize. I'm 21, working at multiple low-paid jobs in Ohio, learning English, trying to survive and not giving up on my dreams. I'm 22, moved to Chicago. I'm a cable guy, got my first car, working 6 days a week, saving money and moving to Los Angeles suburbs. I'm 23, starting my first Airbnb apartment, investing all of my savings and getting kicked out in 2 months because it was illegal. I'm 24, fired from my cable job, renting a bedroom, investing all of my savings and getting kicked out in 2 months because it was illegal.
Boy just incriminated himself. Guys, you work this hard. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I came from nothing, bro. When you work really hard towards something legal, it might be a little bit slower. It might not happen when you're 23, but you can do damage, man, putting the same effort in something legal. And it might happen overnight. It does for some, but if it happens in 10 years instead of 3, if it happens in 5 instead of 1, it's better for it to happen and keep it than this, man. This is crazy.
24, fired from my cable job, renting a bedroom, delivering food, barely making any money to pay my rent. I'm 25, selling junk cars from public auctions, decided to try Airbnb arbitrage again. Opened 2 apartments with my business partner and they did really good. I'm 26, we have 12 properties, but we don't have a good system and I'm afraid that we'll lose everything. I'm 27.
It ain't because of your system, brother. It ain't because of the system. It's because it's illegal. You know how to do it the legal way. A lot of these guys could get the funding if they understood underwriting, if they understood how to do it. Purchase the properties, use leverage, build wealth that way. You got to get good deals. Like for me, I own an Airbnb right now. It was worth 400,000. We bought it for 230, put 70,000 in. So 300,000, right? I'm thinking it's worth 400. It's supposed to be an Airbnb. It's on the water, canal to the Weeki Wachee Springs, beautiful area, a lot of tourism. And we've owned it for 2 years, still not on Airbnb. It's literally just sitting there burning money because I haven't had the time to go learn the Airbnb thing and put it on the market. And the opportunity cost of going and doing that rather than working on the main things is just not worth it. And we have contractors, we have people that can go do it for us, but they're busy doing other projects. And so the opportunity cost of getting rid of them, not doing that versus this is just not worth it still. So it's one of those things where it's become, when we get to it, we'll get to it. As crazy as that sounds. If I knew the skills that he knew and he knew the skills that I knew, he'd be set. Especially since this is probably the only thing he's doing because he's breaking laws to do it because he's desperate. He's got nothing else. For me, can I learn this stuff? Absolutely. But I have other stuff to do. I'm not desperate. And that's the situation that trying to do things overnight, this is the situation that it gets you in.
Separating with my business partner, focusing on building a team and slowly scaling my business. I'm 28. I hacked the system and now opening 1 property every month. Made my first million.
Bro, you didn't hack the system. You're cheating the system. And this is how he's selling a course. I'm wondering if this esoteric is his course.
started sharing my story and helping people becoming
This link
financially
at the
free.
bottom.
I'm 29. I have 28 fully automated Airbnbs
He
and
just
now
said it. He just
opening
said
one
it.
property every month.
Listen.
Made my first $1 million and started sharing my story and helping people becoming financially free. I'm 29. I have 28 fully automated Airbnbs making me over $200,000 in revenue every single month. I keep helping people to become financially free, traveling the world, and enjoying my life.
This is crazy work. Crazy work. So before we continue with this video, let's go into like the details of the article because this is crazy work. This lawsuit was actually for $15 million in damages. He made $4 million from these 30 illegal short-term rentals. He misrepresented the property. Here's what makes it worse. It's not that he was subleasing properties that weren't his, that the owners had no idea he was doing that with, so it was illegal. He was also misrepresenting the properties and the locations of the properties. He used fake names to entice people to book the properties. Like he lied about his listings to get more revenues. And so a lot of customers were getting bait and switched. They thought they were booking something and something that they wanted, spent the money on it, and then when they get there, they get switched to something else. That's happened before. Like I've heard of this stuff happening to people I know. This stuff must have been running rampant. And so this is what I'm talking about, how it's ruining it for people. I like Airbnb, but it's ruining it for people who do good business because now the state, they're seeking way more regulation. They're seeking banning of Airbnbs. They're seeking to protect the consumer. If all this is true, that's crazy work. Crazy work. Let's keep watching this TikTok video because he's incriminating himself in these videos. I'm sure the people seeking damages are going to use this to their advantage. They probably got all this stuff screen recorded. They probably got access to the course.
Giving money to homeless people. I just hate it because I think that if you give money to homeless people, you will grow this idea that it's okay to be poor. It's okay to be homeless. Okay. It's the first thing. Another thing is that I can't understand how come that a person has 2 legs, 2 arms.
Bro, red flag, red flag.
A head, brain.
Number one, because you give money to homeless people doesn't mean you're going to get this idea that it's okay to be poor. But that's so stupid. This is definitely the type of person who would convince himself to do illegal stuff like this. Probably not think he's doing anything wrong and actually think he's actually somebody who hacked the system and a great entrepreneur. He probably really, truly does believe this. But then to say he doesn't understand they have 2 legs, a head, 2 arms, and y'all might need to fact check me on this, but just from what I see, most people who are homeless, they have some type of mental illness, no family or no support. Like there's definitely people who've lost everybody, have no help. And they might have felonies, they might be disabled, or they're going through some type of crazy depression, or they're hooked on drugs, they're drug addicts. It's not that cut and dry when it comes to homelessness and the issues. If it was, the government would just be able to build houses and people would be able to live in them. But I get a feeling that they would trash it, they would hoard in them, they would end up on the street in tents again, walking, traveling, hitchhiking. I just feel like it's much more complex than this guy is talking about, bro.
Plus, on top of that, people help.
You rich, you're not gonna give no money ever. You don't ever feel like, man, let me give this guy a 10, a 5, a dollar, a dub. Let me bless this guy. Like, you never ever. All right.
Good English, documents, paperwork. They had family here. They were born in this country, for example, and they ask other people for money. And people like me, we came to this country without any English.
You came to this country, no English, none of that stuff, but this country is a platform for that. That's literally what this country prides itself for. Everybody can grow in this country, but regardless of where you're born, people get in unique situations, and consider yourself lucky that you're in this country. Just like myself, I'm lucky that I wasn't born in Colombia like my father and that he came here and I was born here. I'm very grateful for that. And that's why I work really hard and I don't take it for granted, the opportunities that are in America, but you're also healthy and you're here and you're young and you see the opportunities in front of you with no mental illnesses, no drug addiction, nothing like that. At least you do have a mental illness. It looks like, I'm not trying to diss you, but a little bit. Anytime you're at this level, there's some type of narcissism, I don't know what the terms are for, but I get that feeling. But anyways,
Without money, We go find a job, we work hard, we try to survive, and we make a living here. Every time my girlfriend has asked me like, hey, can you give him $5? It just like triggers me. And no, I can't. I can buy them food, which is okay, but I can't give them money because they will spend them food.
I get a feeling you never bought them food before.
So it's just me, or you feel the same way.
They going in. They going in. Glad if you happen to see this, taking cheap housing off the market so you can travel the world and eat fancy. That's a whole nother angle. It's a whole nother point. Your scheme did this, and Airbnb in the city of Los Angeles helped you. So next time a person asks you for a handout, show some compassion. I don't think it's necessarily that deep. It does create a little bit of a deficit with supplies, and demand was high. The city got to build more? Yeah, I think so. Has there been an issue with housing out there in California? Yeah, especially in LA. So yeah, it's in LA, it does hurt a lot of people, the Airbnbs and stuff. I got a feeling they're going to get rid of it. All right, that's it. So that's an interesting article. Nothing can replace ethical business, man. You ain't got to go so hard in the paint, man. I feel like social media really has people desperate for status. It's not about money. It's obviously status for this guy. I think that's a big mistake. I think people need to look within, man, and seek status within yourself, bro, with your family, the people that you care about. You know, I got kids, I got a wife. I seek status with them. I want to be the best father in history. I want my kids to be excited to hear from dad, and I want them to be better because of their dad. And I want to make them proud. I want to make my wife proud, my sister proud, my family proud, my friends who I consider family proud, my followers, the people who I inspire, and the people who inspire me. I want to make them proud. So much better life, guys. Much better life. This guy, now he's got people after him for $15 million. Now he's on blast all over social media. He's on the news trending. It just ain't worth it, y'all. Just ain't worth it. I hope everybody who's innocent gets justice. See you on the next video.